Hi, friends. I think I am live right now. I'm just going to try and get Mary on here in the next few minutes. So I just wanted to say hi to everybody. Happy Monday or Moon Day. We're going to be talking all about the full moon tonight. So I'm really excited for anybody who's able to join in. Just bear with me 1 second, guys, while I try to get Mary in on the call here. Let's see. Sorry, guys. One of these days we are going to figure out this whole Facebook Live. I think I'm getting her on right now. I think I might have actually figured out this landscape mode for one, too. So we're going to see. Can you hear me, friend?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
I sure can. How are you, babe? You look
Holy
beautiful.
crap. We got it to work. My lights weren't working, so we got a blue light on today, but look at this. We did it.
We did it, guys. Like, I can't even really fully express the magnitude of just like the fuckery that has gone on with technology for the Mystic Mages, like just
Yeah.
for as long as I can remember. So this is a breakthrough moment, guys. This is a big deal.
This is. You can see both of us side to side, kind of like normal humans, and that's really quite a big deal.
Exactly, guys. And if you can't for whatever reason, please, if you're like on this video right now, jump right in, like let us know. If you're struggling to
Right.
see us, please let us know, because on our end, it looks like we finally got this shit figured out.
Hell yeah. Good for us. It's gonna be a great moon. We're doing this.
We're
See,
doing
see the
this.
good things that happen.
I
So
know.
of you who are just joining us, tonight we're doing a whole thing about the full moon. Like you said, Jem, happy moon day. Very excited about it. And tonight's moon is in Virgo, which is a very interesting moon. We have a lot of big things going on with this moon tonight.
Yeah, I'm like very intrigued by this full moon in Virgo. I have quite a few Virgos in my life, and Virgo is like a very interesting sign. Very analytical, very in their own head, very matter of fact, very logical, very driven, very intellectual kind of sign. So I feel like this moon is gonna, really spell for some big things for everybody. I feel like things that we've kind of maybe been in our head about, like now we're actually going to be starting to take action on these things. So it's very refreshing. It's, I'm still feeling a little bit of heavy energy going on, but not nearly the kind of heaviness I was feeling leading up to the last full moon. So that's refreshing.
No, this moon is a lot more gentle. It's not nearly as bad, and it's definitely a Virgo moon. So any of you who are out there who have friends, this is kind of born what, like August 22nd to September 22nd, somewhere in there. Those are your Virgos. So think your friends kind of born around that time. And who they are, they're usually like the youngest or the oldest of the like the class under you type of people. Those are kind of our Virgos out there. And the one word that I always think of is energy. They have a lot of energy. So I think a lot of us are feeling that too now, like this energy where we just want to get up and like, I don't know, I just want to do something. I don't know what to do. What do I want to do? Like this crazy kind of energy that we have to harness a little bit during this moon. And I think that's going to be the challenge during this moon is taking that energy, finding what to do with it, where it belongs, and kind of going from there. So I'm really excited about this moon, and it's like you said, it's a nice moon. It's not so bad this time.
Absolutely. And I think I'm definitely feeling you on the whole energy thing. I
Hmm.
think in that respect, one of the more negative signs of Virgo is that that energy can sometimes come through as restlessness, which I have definitely been feeling a little bit of. I felt like a kid last night, like a little kid before like Christmas morning. I just could not wind down to fall asleep. I could not get comfortable. I was like trying to switch out like what crystals I had around me, and then I was like, oh no, this one doesn't feel good. Oh no, now that one doesn't feel good. Oh no, like, and then I was up at like probably 5 o'clock this
Hmm.
morning. So I mean, just like restless and like not even in a bad way, in like an excited kind of way. But that can come through as a little bit of a negative quality for Virgo. So some of you may be feeling that right now. Some of you might be feeling it as anxiety. Some of the Virgos I know are incredibly neurotic. Love you guys anyway, but you're a little cray. Like you should maybe be on an episode or two of Seinfeld. Just saying. So I mean, I think that that's one of the, also sometimes, very funny, very smart, but sometimes super neurotic and super in their own heads. So I think that's where we need to find a little bit of balance at this moon. But otherwise, it's all good. It's
Right.
forward movement.
Because
We talked a lot.
otherwise,
Oh, I'm sorry, honey. Go ahead.
No, no,
Oh,
no. Go ahead.
sorry. I think we're on a little bit of a delay, so I'm hearing certain things at different times. So sorry about that. But I think that overall we're feeling a lot of forward movement. You know, we talked about how January was rather stagnant, and February we were going to be seeing a lot of like fast moving action. I feel like the pace is starting to pick up, and it's just setting forth for moving into March. And like March, we're going to be doing work, and like we're excited about it right now. We're not seeing it as a burden. We might have a lot of irons in different fires. We might have a lot of things going on. There might be a little bit of chaos, but we're feeling good about it. I feel like we're approaching it from a place of groundedness, which is, I mean, coming at the best time because we're moving into Pisces season. And so we're going to be starting to feel real emotional soon. And, you know, there's a lot of feels that come up during Pisces season for better and for worse. So I'm feeling really good about having this like very grounded, like earth centered energy as we're moving into March.
Definitely. And this moon is also considered the snow moon. So if you kind of go by more the Native American terms or kind of even the Celtic terms, it's considered the snow moon. So you really want to think of what the world's doing outside right now. Here, it's ugly and it's snowing. And I think by you, Jem, it's snowing too. This is a time where we're getting all of this moisture into the ground because it's what's going to help the seeds actually survive. Like here in Colorado, it's been so dry. We maybe got an inch of precipitation through this whole winter. So that's a very scary time for our spring. We don't have a lot of water. Things aren't going to grow really nicely. And we can kind of tell how the spring is going to be. Where New Jersey, I think you're getting a lot of water. It's definitely snowing a lot. So you're going to have a very lush kind of spring. But right now, we're kind of giving that hydration, giving that long-term nutrients to what we want to come about. So in this moon, you want to make sure that you're putting that, especially with the energy that we have. What do you actually want to see come about? Because if you're just going to shuffle papers this moon and put a little energy here and put a little energy here and just move crap around, you're not going to be hitting your goals like you really want to. You're going to be kind of going in all these different directions. But if you really focus on what it is that you want and what you want to go after, and you're giving the nutrients of kind of the snow moon and really kind of putting in the effort that it takes right now to get past some of your triggers and supply what you want with love and all those other great things, then it's going to be huge for you. This is going to push forward. And I was doing a bunch of research on the moon and just kind of learning about the degrees because we were talking about how interesting it was the degree that this moon is at. But I found out that there's not going to be a moon this close to the Earth until December 24th of 2026. So that's 7 years from now. So the energy that we're putting out right now, we're not going to see a moon like this for another 7 years. So think about, what you're actually putting out there this moon, what energy you're putting out to the universe, and what you're creating for this next 7 year cycle.
Absolutely. This is huge and just so strange. I mean, the last full moon that we had was at 0 degrees. Now, this full moon is again at 0 degrees. We are also like right smack dab in the middle of this like triple super moon trifecta that we have going on
Yeah.
this year, which is like absolutely bizarro, guys. I don't know when the last time was this has happened. I don't know if this has ever happened. Truthfully, don't know. Honestly, didn't do my research on that end of it, guys. I won't lie. But this is just, it's really strange, even just looking at the moon last night and just like seeing how close it was to the earth and, already being able to feel that energy. I just feel like, I don't know, we're in a year of three, we're having three super moons in a row, two in a row that are at 0, which 0 is always like the marking of a new beginning. I just feel like all this really positive, wonderful energy. And one of the really interesting things I was reading about is that tonight Chiron is moving out of Pisces, and this is putting an end to like 9 years of like deep reflection that we have all been like turmoil that we have been putting ourselves through, just agonizing over regrets and the past and sorrow and just like all of these negative things that we've been thinking and feeling about ourselves and our lives for so long. And it's coming to an end now. It's been in Pisces for so long. And as we're moving into Pisces season, it's actually leaving Pisces for the first time. And I don't know about you guys, but when I think about where I was at in my life 9 years ago, it just makes so much sense. Shit had literally, quite literally hit the fan at that point in my life. And it's just crazy because now as I'm, going through, doing so much healing and going through all these purges and, going through like what I'm hoping is the last little bit of my triggers that I'm really trying to clear out of my system and heal once and for all. And so much of it relates to issues that I had going on around that time in my life. So just very interesting. I really feel like it's that full circle moment where now it's like we've been through the shit of the shit. We're done with getting down on ourselves. We are done with just, looking at ourselves in any, like through any negative kind of lens. And we're seeing ourselves, I don't know, through a little bit of a gentler eye, and we're able to be a little bit easier on ourselves and understand where we were at that point in our lives instead of being like, oh, I was such an idiot, and criticizing ourselves like we normally do. I think we're able to look at ourselves through more of a loving, nurturing lens at this point, which is really, really exciting and so needed.
It's so true. But I think it's really fun because all of that's going on. But I feel this other energy, and the word for me is just fucking revolution. Like, I just feel like everyone is so empowered right now and just ready to kick some ass. We got tons of courage. There's Leo kind of affecting this moon too. So we have tons of courage, just beautiful things going on. But we also kind of have, I don't know, this little sexy energy I feel is there as well. There's this little, you were finally claiming ourselves, finally getting rid of, like you said, some of these triggers from so long ago, some of these things that we're healing, and we're coming back into our power. We're regaining the things that we lost during this last bit of time. We're regaining ourselves, finding ourselves again. And that's just bringing this like courageous, sexy power back, where we're just kicking ass, we're taking names, we're kind of creating a little revolution. I think there's a lot of change on the horizon, but empowered change, change that we're okay with, change that we're willing to accept, change that we want to get to our goals. Because we're there, man. We've done all this work for so long. There's so much behind the scenes that, we've all been doing over the last 10 years, honestly, trying to get to like right here, right now. And here's the time with these beautiful moons. Like you said, it's the one that's in zero after the one that's been in zero. That's huge. That's like two brand new starts. What more could you want?
Yeah.
It's really cool.
This is an opportunity to really kind of like wipe the slate clean and start fresh. So I'm going to challenge any of you out there, if you've been feeling unsettled about anything going on in your lives, if you feel like you have certain loose ends you need to tie up, now is the time to do it. You are going to be fully supported by the universe during this time. And this energy moving from this full moon into the March 6th new moon is going to be huge as well. This is a time for big, powerful shifts, for a lot of healing. There's a lot of things that, the last little bits that we have to work through. It's like we can see the light at the end of the tunnel. We know that we're almost there. So we have to just keep the momentum going. This is not a time for stagnancy. This is not a time for complacency and just kind of sitting back. It's great to sit back in the term that you sort of want to allow everything to unfold naturally. You don't want to force anything. This is a time for relinquishing control, but at the same time, you have to meet the universe halfway. So, you have to make sure that you are doing the work internally and not just saying, oh my God, I've come so far. Now I can sit back and do absolutely nothing and it's going to be great. That's
Right.
not the way that this works, guys. I mean, we've talked about this before. It's never linear. It's, always going to be a little bit of a roller coaster. So it's up to you to try to keep it as fair and balanced as possible. So you have to hold yourself
Right.
accountable.
And really, what the work is this moon is the opposite of Virgo. So that's making sure that you don't get super jelly of other people. This is a time where you can really kind of compare your progress, how far you've come, how fast your productivity, and all of that. You can really compare people. You can really kind of judge people in a negative way, and you can really kind of judge yourself in a negative way. And I think those are the big things this month, this moon, that can really kind of stop you. So if you start feeling yourself going in comparison, or you start feeling yourself kind of judging other people, or like, what are they doing over there? What are they doing over there? Just mind your own. That's just kind of the resistance coming up. That's what you need to kind of work through. Any triggers. We were talking, what was it, last week, about how affected by triggers we are right now. So, you're just going about our daily life, and someone we didn't even remember or something just sparks us. You get this trigger and you're just like, oh, those are the things that we have to work through and not respond to. That's the work this moon is really kind of rising above those instant things that kind of get you emotionally upset and just focusing on your own crap and no one else's.
Absolutely. I think even though Virgo is an earth sign and they tend to be very grounded, they also have that emotional side of them in a
They
major,
do.
major way where most of the Virgos I know are chatty Cathys. You know, it's
Hmm.
time to talk less and listen more, guys. It's time to look within. It's time to listen to that inner voice and really try to work on being a better listener in all areas of your life. And also just steering clear of the drama. You know, Virgo
Hmm.
sometimes likes to stir the pot. You know,
Yeah.
sometimes they like to push people's buttons and get under people's skin, you know? So I think really just to be very aware right now, if you are having certain triggers come up where you feel like certain people or certain situations are kind of drawing these things to the surface in your life, take it for what it is, take the high road. You know, this is not a time to get lost in lower vibrational behaviors. This is not a time to be gossiping. This is really a time for inner reflection and a time for maturity and groundedness. So definitely just be cautious, guys, to make sure that you're sort of enabling all those positive Virgo traits to come to the forefront and really minimizing the more negative ones.
Right. And really remember that your success does not come from taking anything away from someone. So, like you don't need to look at people negatively or judge their situations or their choices because that has literally no effect on what you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
If you're someone who is in business for yourself, don't go out there and start looking at what other businesses are doing and compare yourself and try and say, oh, well, I'm better than this person or I'm not as good as this person. That has no effect on what you're doing. It has nothing to do with your success. So you can't, take away from someone or judge someone or, all of those things that might be popping up this moon. Don't listen to that. Just be in your path, be in your own success, do what you know is right, do what you're here to do, reach those goals, and just don't, have anyone else in your mind or comparing to. Because I think that's really what I think is going to be the big downfall this month. You can go into this kind of spiral of this person, that person, this, and you're just like, you're lost and you've kind of missed the really positive energy that's going on. So use that energy to really work towards your goals. And that's where you're going to be wildly successful. It's going to be amazing if that's what you can really focus on this moon.
Absolutely. And I think it's also important to just kind of, I don't know, remind everybody. I think most of us know this deep down, but we tend to forget it 9 times out of 10. That when you're feeling judgmental towards somebody, when you're judging somebody based on whatever it is that's going on in their life that's rubbing you wrong, that either you wouldn't do or you don't approve of, whatever the situation may be, you know, all of the people and situations that come into our lives are to serve as lessons for us. They're to serve as mirrors of us. So if
Mhm.
something that somebody else is doing is triggering you in some way, you need to look within and figure out what it is that's actually triggering that because it doesn't actually have anything to do with them. It has to do with something that either you don't like about yourself or that somebody did to you in the past. You know, you need to do a little bit of self reflection and try to pinpoint what the actual cause of the trigger is because generally speaking, it's a lesson that you're supposed to learn. So, you know, it really has a whole heck of a lot less to do with whatever that person is doing or thinking or feeling or whatever is going on in their life and more about why it's bothering you. So I'm going to really challenge everybody during this moon to think about that when you have these triggers come up to the surface, really look within and think to yourself why this is bothering you so much. What is it about this situation that bothers you? Does it remind you of your former self? Does it remind you of something that somebody did to you when you were a kid? You know, is it related to some sort of unhealed trauma? What is it about that that's bothering you? And once you can get to the root of that, you'll find that you're so much less bothered by all of the other extraneous bullshit in your life.
Right. And that doesn't have to be a huge process. Like, I think sometimes we think, like, oh, well, then I have to go meditate for 40 minutes on this topic. And if that's your path, go and do it. But say I'm scrolling on Facebook and Jen posts a selfie and I see her amazing tan. I'm just like, oh my God, Jen always has the best tan. And why can't I be tan? And then, so then I'm triggered. So then you have to kind of pause and say, like, well, I've never been tan. That's not who I am. So why am I feeling this way? Is it just, people make me feel bad about being a ghost or, is it just a reflection of just my own self-worth where I can just kind of say, no, I'm strong, I'm beautiful, she's strong, she's beautiful, and we're both kicking ass. and then you can move on. So it doesn't have to be this huge, dredging up the depths of the earth thing. You just need to kind of confront what you're feeling, try and understand where it's coming through, and then just empower yourself to move past it. And it's that fast, and then you're moving on and you don't have those feelings anymore. So just do that if you need to. That's enough to kind of get you through the trigger, usually, enough to get you through the feelings. And if it's not, then do some more work. Then you maybe have some journaling to do. But if that's enough, then good, move on.
Absolutely. And be really mindful with how you're spending your time, guys. Who you're spending your time with, how you're spending your time. Even just we're so inundated with technology and social media, how much time you're spending on social media, the types of accounts that you're following, why you're following them. If there's some real reason or there's something that you truly admire about somebody, or if you're really just feeling green with envy over something that they
Mhm.
have or their perfect ass that they're taking a million pictures of or whatever. We're inundated with like all of these images and
Mhm.
videos all day long, and some of it is really not serving the greater good in any way, shape, or form. And that's about us to really put those personal filters up. So whether it's on social media, whether it's in our personal lives with our friends, family members that we surround ourselves with, places that we go to, especially for those of you that are empaths or that are sensitive. This whole process that we've been going through over the last several years, but especially the last several months, I think
Mhm.
we're all kind of feeling the energies more and more and more. And there's certain things that we have to change about our lives to make our lives work for us. And not everyone in your life is going to get it. Like some people are going to be pissed off that you either don't have enough time for them. They're going to take it personally. They're going to take it as a personal reflection because they have some inner trigger that they have to deal
Mhm.
with, where they either have self-worth issues or abandonment issues or whatever the case may be. The people who are in your lives that are really like in your corner and on your team, they understand when you're busy. Like they understand that you have things that you're working on. They understand that it's not that you don't want to spend time with them. It's not that you don't want to be around for certain things. It's just you either can't right now, you have too much going on, you have too much in your personal headspace that you just can't deal with taking anything else
Mhm.
on. I know that's one thing I've been working on a lot. I had somebody in my life who I love dearly, that just, has had some stuff going on in her life. And I feel bad because she's been, calling me and texting me and, wanting to talk to me about whatever this issue is in her life. And I love her to pieces, but I truthfully have not had the space to, I just haven't. I've been so busy. I've been working a really erratic schedule. I've been taking classes. I've been studying. I've been working on Mystic Mages, working with my business,
Mhm.
and it's just trying to juggle it all. And I sometimes feel like I'm struggling to juggle if I don't just keep my downtime, and just kind of really unwind and turn off. Otherwise, I feel manic. I feel like ADD. I feel like I can't focus. So, whatever it is that you feel like you need right now, like you have to be gentle on yourself and understand that, like, you're not Mighty Mouse. You can't do it all, and it's okay to say, I love you. I promise I'm not ignoring you or avoiding you or anything like that, but I can't do it right now. Like, I just can't. And that's okay. And if somebody can't respect that, that's their issue, not yours.
Right. It's very important to stay balanced and grounded right now because there is so much going on. There's so much kind of changing in the background because all of these great things are happening. But when all these great things happen, things change. And then we freak out if we're not balanced, if we're not grounded, if we don't have our routines and kind of our patterns. So this is not a time to let those things go. It's a time to really focus in on those, really focus in on what you need. You should be hearing loud and clear from your body what you need at this time. I think it's very clear during this moon, your bodies are talking to you. They're telling you what they need. They need water, they need exercise, they need rest, they need calm, they need vibrant foods. We can all hear that. And it's important to listen and to do those things because that's what's going to support the goals that you want. That's what's going to support the happier life that you want. That's what's going to support all the love and light that you want in your life. You need kind of those things to balance you out. And it's okay to say no, like you were saying, Jem. It's okay to say no sometimes. I know we never want to, but you can.
You got to strike
I
that right
promise.
balance for yourself,
Right.
And I mean, I think we want to say yes because we have the best of intentions, because we love people and we want to help, especially for those of us who are empaths and can really feel each other's emotions and, feel when somebody is struggling with something. We want to be the person to put the band-aid on that situation and make them feel better about it. But the truth of the matter is, one, it's not our responsibility to, and
Mhm.
two, no matter what we say, do, or take on, it's on them to do the work. So
Mhm.
often people want to approach, people like us and tell us their life story, or tell us their deepest, darkest secrets, even when we don't want them to, and also want to come to us for, every bit of advice, on their spiritual journey that, the whole point of it is looking within and figuring it out yourself. Really learning to be okay with your alone time, learning to
Mhm.
value the relationship that you have with yourself. So many people see their time alone as a negative thing, and that's something that I think we really have to work on changing around in our society. I mean, we are so hyper connected to everyone all the time that we sort of have this sense of entitlement, as far as like, I need this right now, I need to talk to you right now. Even, with me doing readings, it's a struggle sometimes because, people, when they need help and they truly want guidance, they've usually gotten to a point where they're kind of desperate and they really want it now, but it's not always able to happen. And sometimes, like I do video readings for people, I do, chat readings for people and stuff like that. But sometimes if I, answer an Instagram message, right away, people are like, oh, what are you doing right now? Can you do my reading right now? And if I can't, then
Mhm.
sometimes people are upset. So it's like, we're trying to find the right balance all the time of what feels right for us. And like you said, listening to your body, I saw a really funny meme that I thought was really cute the other day of like this cartoon of all these little flowers, and it basically said, we're essentially just, we're all houseplants with more complicated emotions, and like, and it's the truth,
Yeah.
like we need sunshine, we need water, we need
Mhm.
the right food, we need rest, we need all of those things that our body is craving. And when we're trying to take on too many things, or we fall into that people pleaser kind of mode, then
Mhm.
we do not give our body what it needs. So, and if you want to see
Right.
your little seedling sprout into a big, beautiful flower, like, you got to take care of yourself. You have to put yourself first. It is not selfish to put yourself first.
It's not. And when that's what you need to work on, it seems like those situations pop up. It's so funny. Today I had someone reach out to me under my business who like needed help. And I was like, oh, I'd be happy to help you. Like, oh, can we meet in person? Like, oh, no, yeah, but it's $99. If I'm going to leave my business and go and teach you how to do something for 4 hours, you have to pay me. And she's like, well, I don't have any money. Or, and you're just like, you just wanted me to come and show you how to do all this stuff that I usually charge $600 for free. Like I'm not under like these opportunities will show up for you to
Yep.
stand up for yourself. So don't get tripped up by them. Take that power of this moon of the Virgo to just no way. Like I am more than that. I'm not falling into my old ways. I'm not the way I used to be. I'm not just going to bend over backwards for you because you asked. Like I appreciate you, but if you want my energy, what's your energy exchange? There has to be something in return if you expect me to do something for you. So just take those opportunities this month to really stand up for yourself and to heal some of the things that may have been holding you back in the past. Because that's where I would have gotten tripped up in the past, but not anymore.
Absolutely. And that's just it. I think we're all starting to find our voice, and starting to feel that empowerment of saying no, and saying no from a place of compassion, guys. Again, not
Hmm.
getting triggered, not flipping out on somebody because,
Right.
you're aggravated with them or they're annoying you or whatever the case may be. Speaking your mind, but from a place of compassion and letting people understand, why it is that, yes, I would like to help you. However, I can't because of this reason. Again, like you said,
Hmm.
the energy exchange, keeping it fair and balanced. So often, people want freebies, people want discounts, people want handouts, whatever the case may be, especially when they can tell that you're a sensitive person and that you just like have
Hmm.
that like light about you, that you want to help people. There are people out there who like to take advantage of that. And truthfully, to be fair, not all of these people even realize that they're taking advantage of it.
Right.
Not
Right.
everybody is out to get you guys, you know? Like it is not always that way, but unfortunately sometimes people are a little bit oblivious to the way that they actually are.
Yeah.
You know,
What would that be? Aries, maybe? One of those?
my father, love you, dad.
They're in their little bubble. They don't even know. They just don't even know.
Yeah, exactly. You know, and that's totally cool and I love them. They're one of my favorite signs on the in the
Hmm.
whole wide world, but you know, there are moments when my dad is like, "You don't come over and see me enough." And I'm like, "You're retired, come see me." Like
Right.
so it's, you know, it's just keeping it all in balance, guys, and having some fun along the
Exactly.
way. Like lighten up,
Yeah.
have a little bit of fun. Like this is not a time for all of this heaviness. Like we need to like unleash some of the baggage, you know, like, and we've been doing a lot of it, but there's like still little things that are like nagging, that are like kind of
Hmm.
lingering, these little loose ends that need tying up. And, you know, we've said this in the past, but, you know, if you want to have these new beginnings with these, you know, super moons at 0 degrees and like have all of these awesome things coming your way, like you need to figure out what's working in your life and what's not. And certain things just
Hmm.
need to go. If they're energetic clutter, if they're literal clutter, you know, whatever the case may be, like it's also a time to figure out what you genuinely have space for in your life.
Right.
Because if you're at maximum capacity, there's no way to have this new beginning. There's no way to invite in all of this awesome new energy. Like we talk about this like energetic feng shuiing of our lives, you know, like if you can't
Right.
purge some of the bullshit that is no longer resonating with you in whatever way that that means. It doesn't mean, you know, getting rid of half of your closet or like cutting
Hmm.
off your closest friends and family members, you know, but in whatever
Hmm.
way that it makes sense for you. Generally speaking, I think all of us can kind of look within and think of at least three people, places, things, situations in our lives that needs to go. Like we've outgrown
Hmm.
it in some sort of way. It's not making sense anymore. It doesn't feel good anymore. Whatever the case may be, like you need to really look within and figure out what those things are and understand that you're doing right by you with kind of putting them behind you in whatever way feels right for you.
And I think there's a very big difference because I always feel like some people hear that and they're just like, everyone gone. Everything that's crappy or everything that sucks is just gone. But like, there's real life too. And not everything is awesome. And sometimes you have to deal with family that's in a bad spot or friends that just need a shoulder. Like, don't go cutting everyone out. Like, cut
Exactly.
out the things that are distractions, the things that, are wasting your energy, that aren't building your life. Cut out the distractions. Maybe that's your relationship with ho-hos need to go at this point. Or maybe that's, some of those things that aren't healthy. Maybe that's that drinking too much and letting your alcohol drop goblin come out a little bit too much. There's some things that you can scale back on a little bit. But there's the people and places who just need you, who are in a rough spot. Don't go cutting those. Those are people that you're there to support and heal and like the people that you love. But the shady bitches, the things that are just unhealthy, that's the time. Those are the things that need to go. And like Jem said, there's at least three of them. I can guarantee it. We all have at least three things that we could probably improve on. And just use that energy, use this Virgo energy, this really awesome, really, passionate, organized energy to figure out what those things are so that you can get rid of them, so that you can focus on the things that you do want. So there's three things to lose, three things to work on, figure out what those are in the energy, focus on them, and have fun the rest of the time. Don't get your mind wrapped up in anyone else's crap, and you'll be perfect. You'll be a rock star. Like, done. That's all you need.
Absolutely. I know this is very driven energy. This is very action oriented energy. This is very positive as long as you will it to be positive. So don't let the
Right.
little triggers creep up on you and get you down. Work through them, heal them, let them go, and keep it moving. You know, this is not a time, like
Right.
we said, for stagnancy. So just make sure we're putting one foot in front of the other and working toward whatever goals you have. You know, these moons are really powerful, guys. This is a great time for manifestation. So whatever you feel
Mhm.
compelled to do, whether it's, you know, making a list of, you know, all the things that you want to manifest, whether it's, reading affirmations, whether it's having a full moon ritual, like whatever it means to you, this is a really good time to kind of look within and really get to the core of what we're really looking on creating for ourselves and our lives.
For like the next 10 years.
Yeah, this is a big deal,
Roughly.
guys. Like, this is
Roughly.
a very auspicious
7.
time. So it's time to definitely use that drive, use that ambition, use that focus to just keep eyes on the prize and stay on track.
God, do you know how old we're gonna be in 7 years? I was just doing the math in my head, like,
Oh, fuck, man.
It's gonna be a whole new world in these next 7 years. Like I can't even imagine what's going on, you know? A lot of good things happening.
A lot of great things happening. I feel like I have zero gauge on what life is going to be like in 7 years. Zero.
One of our friends will have a 7-year-old by then.
Yeah, she will.
That's crazy.
Hello. Hello, lady.
Hello. That's crazy to think about. And for you who are out there who have kids, like think of 7 years from now where they're going to be and just smile a little bit because we have no idea where this trip is going to go or how it's going to go, but it's going to be a fun fucking ride, that's for sure.
Absolutely. So, and it's up to us to make that happen, guys. So it's all about your perspective. So keep it light, keep it tight, eyes on the prize, and you can't go wrong. So just throw the bullshit to the side. It's time.
Perfect. I have nothing to add to that. That was so eloquent and delightful.
I know. I'm really
I guess I'll
that.
add. If you go ahead and leave us in our comments. Let us know what's going on in your life. What things you're leaving behind? What things are you working on? Let us know if you're a Virgo or if anyone you know or close to you is, because I love hearing how the actual signs react in the moon sometimes. I think it's really funny because you Virgos are probably just have so much energy right now, you don't even know what to do with it. So
yeah,
let us know what's going on. Make sure that you're liking our pages. Like the Mystic Mages here on Facebook. Go ahead and subscribe to us on YouTube and make sure you hit that bell so you're notified when we do these videos, because why would you ever want to miss this? For real.
For reals.
For real. So is there anything else you want to talk about on this beautiful moon that we have going on?
I mean, I feel like we covered a lot. I mean, I will show just my two crystals
Ooh,
that I have going on. So, I got these at the Long Island Healing Arts Learning Center where I just got my crystal healer certification. And so if you guys are New Yorkers or you're in the area, stop in, check them out. The ladies in there are absolutely fabulous. They have an incredible space and they have an incredible selection of crystals, just amazing energy when you walk in the door. So these are two that I got in my class that I just like felt compelled I had to have them. And this is just a clear quartz, but it is a twin, it is a double. And I just like, I wasn't intending on finding that. It just sort of found me and I just had to have it. And it just has such good energy. It's so powerful. Really good amplifier.
You have a lot of twins in your life.
Yes, a lot in my life. And this lapis lazuli, I just had to have. I mean, just such a great stone for the full moon. Really heightens intuition, psychic ability. Fun fact too, guys, lapis lazuli is really sodalite with gold in it. So if you ever see that your lapis lazuli is like super duper expensive, you could always really go with the sodalite. It's gonna do the job pretty much just as well.
Hey, that's a cool fun fact.
Yeah.
Bonus. Bonus Jonas.
Yeah.
All right, guys. It was wonderful spending tonight with you and talking about the full moon. I hope you all enjoy it. Go out and take a look. It's going to be, like I said, one of the closest moons for the next 7 years. So step outside and take a look at it. It's just right up there. It's just right up there. It's not too far. Open the door, look out the apartment window, take a look and enjoy it for just 5 minutes. 5 minutes without your phone. Don't take a picture of it. It's not going to look good anyway. Just stand under it for a minute and enjoy.
Yeah, guys, just appreciate Luna. She's going to be so beautiful. So just take it all
So
in.
pretty.
There's going to be a lot of really awesome energy over the next couple of days. So just enjoy, guys.
Yeah, have some fun. We love you, and we'll talk to you guys soon. Remember to join us tomorrow for Tarot Tuesday. Every Tuesday on Facebook Live, we do a fun little tarot reading, and I'm just putzing with my cards. So these are the ones that I'll be using, and I'm super excited. So join us, and guys, we can't wait to see you, and I love you so much.
Love you guys. Happy full moon.